Hello and welcome back to another video. I'm Niall and I'm running through as many high level tips as possible over the course of January. Um, and here's a question that I received from my inner community at Client Capital. So I had a question that was just asking me for a few of my most important automations that we run for clients, right? And I've chosen four specifics here that I'm going to go through. And I'm also just going to show you how to sync up your Facebook ad account to GoHighLevel and make sure that everything's ticking over nicely, right? So we're going to jump into that straight away. Okay, so the first thing that I want you to do is go over to settings on the bottom left, down to integrations. Make sure that we're logged into Facebook. Okay, so we want to make sure that we've got the right ad account selected. We've also got the right Facebook page selected as well, right? So this will then tie into what I'm about to show you. So make sure that's linked. Whilst I have you here, if you follow this video and set up all the automations that I'm about to show you correctly, and your leads are still not pulling into high level, and you're seeing that leads are being tracked on Facebook, but they're not coming into high level, try these two things, okay? So the first thing is go into troubleshoot, and I want you to do leads are not syncing automatically at the bottom, and then change that to 30 days and click sync leads. Try that. The next thing I want you to do is actually head over to Facebook. So you're going to head over to the Facebook portfolio of your client. I've just chosen one of our clients here. And I want you to go into the business settings, so business.facebook.com, and then head over to the settings on the bottom left. And then we want to go to pages, right? So there's a little sneaky feature that I've realized along the lines of, maybe having 5 or 6 clients that had run into this issue, that leads weren't syncing correctly, right? So head over to pages, go over to your assigned access. So you can see that it's me and my team here, as well as the client. We all have full control, but we want to click manage. And this is the setting that is turned off now on default, right? So make sure that this setting is turned on every single time. So bang, turn that on. As you can see, already had it for these guys as well. So try that. If your leads aren't syncing, try that because that will work. And then just refresh it, right? Cool. So next thing that I want to go through to you is Facebook fields mapping. Okay, so the questions that we're asking on the Facebook form need to be mapped within high level. So you can see that we've got these Facebook pages, camera cans. This was one of our junk removals, and we're going to click map fields, right? So how soon do you need the junk removed is the question that we're asking. The second one is what type of items do you need to be removed? These are obviously not going to exist. Okay, so you have to map these out yourself, and this is how you do it. Okay, so let's just take how soon do you want the junk to be removed, right? So that's our question. We're going to go into custom fields. We're going to go into add field, drop down multiple, go next. That's our question. We're going to keep it as contact. We're going to change that to contact, and then we're going to add the options, right? So I want it done now. I want it done next week. I want it done 1 month away, right? Click save. Okay, so what that's going to do is then give you a key code. So let's just have a look to see what I've already got. So how much junk do you need removed? And there is the code. So you can see contact. How much junk do you need removed? What I would recommend doing is copy and pasting these onto a notepad, just so you can refer back to these at a later point, right? So add all of these, add all of your forms, make sure it's all sorted. Then go back to integrations, go to form mapping, map the fields correctly. So then you can type in what type of junk do you need removed. Then it will be here, right? Your CRM forms will be here. So then you can type them in. Easy. So that's all done. Now I'm going to show you what the automations will look like. So you need those parameters in place to set up the automations, right? Because we're going to have like triggers and things like that moving forward, right? So first one that I'm going to go through is just a new lead. So how is a new lead generated? How is it going through the pipeline? Who's being notified and what's happening on the back end? Okay. So the trigger will be Facebook form submitted. So just type in Facebook, go into the form. The page will obviously be your page. Then your form is obviously going to be the most recent form. Okay, so perfect. That's all done. We are then going to create or update an opportunity. And what this does is it then allows us to update a pipeline. Right, so this is going into the Facebook lead pipeline as a new lead, not in any of these. And then we're going to add the contact name just by adding this contact tag. So contact, full name, and then meta source is where it's come from. So meta ads. Okay, cool. We're then adding a tag. So we can click here, click tag, add contact tag, and then just say new tag. And then you can click new tag there. So it's nice and easy. So we tag that as a new lead. Then an internal notification. So we're going to type in, press the plus, type in internal, send internal notification. That's going to be that one. And then that is going to be your information that we've just done, right? So we have name of lead, phone, email. Then we have the 4 questions, right? So we have these questions that we asked and have saved. And then we also ask for postcode. So postcode, we just type in location, colon, and then again, it's contact. And then here is going to be zip code or postcode, right? So then what is happening? So when a new Facebook lead is submitted, it gets tagged. So it's going to receive a tag. So the new tag is then going to again go into the Facebook pipeline as a new lead. Then our client is going to receive a text message with the new lead information as well as the contact information on the form. And then we have some other things here, right? So I utilize Slack, which notifies an external team about a new lead as well, because we have people calling our leads for us. So this internal notification is actually just an internal notification on the mobile app. It just says location name, so that is your client. So you do this, then account, and then name, and then you just add your client, and then you can do leave Slack review, right? Cool. A redirect page will take them to the conversation tab with the client. Okay, super important with that one. And then we actually have the Slack notification as well. So this all just goes to Slack. Again, very similar to kind of what we have with the internal notification, but this is just for Slack, so it has to require different sorts of things, right? So that is new lead. Very simple, very straightforward. Again, another tip here is always make sure that the page is 100% accurate and the form is always the correct form. If you're running multiple different forms, you can select multiple different forms at once, but do not click any. Always just click the specific form rather than clicking any. Okay, so next one is a Google booking form. So very similar. Instead, this time we're using a form that we've built out and mapped via GoHighLevel. So this is what the form looks like. This is the client's website. So it is allowing them to book in their service within a 24-hour time period. So we've got name, phone, email, service, date, street address, etc. Right? Allows them to upload a photo. So we have mapped this. When you build out a form, it does map these things for you, and then you can go into custom fields, click the form, then it will give you all of these options. Okay, so exactly the same setup is needed here. So trigger, form, we're going to have the right form. We're going to add a tag as a booked job this time rather than a new lead. We're going to have the same thing, create and update an opportunity into the same pipeline, but this time it's going in as job booked in calendar plus quoted. Again, we're going to notify the call team as a Slack notification, and the mobile app, we're also going to send that. And then we also send our client a text message with all the information as well. Okay, so that notifies the client. Like I said, this pulls in all of the contact details from this form. So when you create this form, it will map the fields for you. Go into custom fields under settings, find the specific form that you've created, and then it should just have the list of these questions. Then you can go in, add it on a notes page like you have done here, go into your messages, and then create it out, right? So postcode, it will then have this will be their specific answer. Service, this will be their specific answer, etc. Then we also have a text message that goes out to a customer. So the customer is exactly the same situation. We can just pull the same details, but we're just sending a text message to confirm with the customer, right? So we have the service, date, time, address, and then again, we're signing off with the company name. So again, Google and booking form and just normal booking form and a new lead are very similar. So we can close that one. Another one that I've got set up is a missed call notice. So obviously, when you set up call forwarding in the phone section, not every call might be picked up. There's always going to be an opportunity that a call might be missed. So what we have here is your trigger is just going to be call status. So call details, sorry. And then we're going to go to filter, call direction, and then we're going to go incoming, and then we're going to go call status, and then we're going to go no answer, and then you can also do voicemail, right? So then that is what we should have here. So we've got no answer. So then again, similar to what we've done in the other two pipelines, you can do like missed call. In the pipeline, you can create a new stage that says like missed call, but we've got it here as quote needed, right? So someone's obviously called the business, they're looking for a quote. If you call them again, they're going to want a quote. Again, missed call from, name and phone number, right? So again, sends out a text message to my client just saying that you've had a missed call. They should have a notification on their phone about a missed call anyway, but it's always good to just double prompt them, right? So the last thing that I want to show you is like Google request reviews, right? So how we set up Google request reviews is come over to just the normal dashboard on GoHighLevel. Over on the left, we're going to click reputation. We're going to go into settings over here. We're going to go to review link on the left, and then there we're going to paste in our client review link. So we can type in Cano Cans, Bluffton SC. We can take their review, give them a review, write a review. So then we would copy this page. That would be our URL, paste that into there. And then what's going to happen is once that is set up, you can click SMS request. This is going to be your template. You can go ahead and make a new one. But as you can see, it says, hello, we are Camicans. We value your experience, XYZ. Click the link below to send us a review, to give us a review, right? So I have two ways to set that up. I have a contact tag. So if you just give a contact a tag that says review, then they will get sent a text message. Or in the pipeline that we have set up, so back here, pipelines, opportunities, we are then going to go over, scroll all the way over to the right. So for example, like let's say like Elizabeth Ann, for example. So like Cleo, for example, let's actually do this right now. So we can do Cleo, Google review needed. We're going to drag her over into Google review needed. This is then going to send over the Google review. So we've got a text message request as no override. And what's going to happen here, let me just refresh the page. Let's see if it sent the request. There we go. So Cleo, at Camicans, we experience your experience. Like, thank you for your experience. Your customer satisfaction means a lot to us, etc. Here's the link to leave us a review, and then it takes them straight there. So, depending on that, you can set all of that pretty quickly. Again, doesn't have to be fancy. You can put like wait reminders on here as well. So, like if they don't reply, then you can follow up in the next 2 days, something like that, right? But yeah, there's just some of the automations that I have running. There's also a troubleshooting guide on how to link your leads to Facebook if it's not working, and also how to map fields.